Good morning. My name is Amy Gill, your pharmacist that cares. So today I want to talk about a question that I get a lot because, sometimes fast food is what you're going to have to choose, right? You're traveling or, you didn't plan very well, right? So what are you going to choose if you have certain options, and how are you going to make those healthy options when you're going through fast food? I know it's only January, right? We had a snow day yesterday, so you're thinking, oh, vacation's forever away. Vacation is not that far away, right? And spring break is right around the corner. I don't know if you guys are going to go anywhere for spring break, but a lot of people do. And they're going to be traveling. A lot of people do it by road. Or if you're going to be traveling at the airport, a lot of these restaurants you'll see in the airport as well. So you need to really think about it when you are choosing these options. So I'm going to tell you a few restaurants that I like to go to, a few healthy options, and some things that will work no matter what kind of restaurant you're going to, that you can choose different, healthier options. So the first thing is Chinese, right? We love to get Chinese food around here. Whether we're going to P.F. Chang's, whether we're going to a local Chinese place called Wen Fu, it's so good. So if you are going to do something like that, little things like not getting white rice, getting brown rice. That is huge. That will be a huge game changer. So just little changes like that. If you are going to get something, think about the sauce they're going to put on it, right? Is it going to be a thick sauce? Did they fry the chicken? Did they fry this? Go with another option. Sweet and sour chicken, a lot of people like, but a lot of restaurants put so much breading on it. So if they're going to do a sweet and sour chicken, think about one that doesn't have all that breading, that's more of a grilled chicken that puts the sauce on it. Healthier options. So if you can read the descriptions, or if you can ask, if you're there, just ask, how do you do this? And then have a second option back up, because those little things are huge, because there is so much breading on a lot of those chicken things. So since we're talking about chicken, we'll talk about Chick-fil-A, right? Who doesn't love going through Chick-fil-A? We do, right? Okay, so if you're gonna go through Chick-fil-A, don't get the crispy chicken sandwich, or don't get the crispy strips, or any of those kind of things. Go with grilled. I know, not as fun, right? But it's so much healthier. You can tell that when you touch it, you don't have grease on your hands, right? So go with the grilled chicken, go with the grilled chicken sandwich, preferably go with the grilled chicken nuggets or grilled chicken strips. I'm pretty sure they have those. I know they do those in a wrap, so I don't know why you can't get those plain. Because if you do that, you don't have the bread, right? So you're going bunless, which is even better. You don't need that bread. And skip the Chick-fil-A sauce. Now, once in a while it's okay, because I like it too. I don't dip my chicken in it, I dip my fries in it. So speaking of fries, if you're like, oh, come on, Amy, seriously, I like the waffle fries at Chick-fil-A. Again, who doesn't, right? Well, actually, one of my kids does, one doesn't. So there is that weirdness. But don't get a large, get a small. Because if you say, oh, we'll get a large and we'll all share it. No, you won't. You're going to keep them up front in the car and you're going to eat them all yourself. And you will, okay? Even though you're like, oh, we'll just have one more. Next thing you know, you're down to the bottom of the carton and there's none left. So if you really want fries, get a small. Now, think of other options you can get instead of fries. A lot of places have side salads you can get. Or they have fruit. And the great thing about fruit, and you're like, oh, fruit? Yes, fruit. Because if you get fruit and you wait till after you're done with your chicken or after you're done with your whatever you got, it's kind of sweet. So it kind of settles that sweet tooth. Like you think you need something for dessert. Well, guess what? You just had your fruit. So that works as well. So just another option. Now, if you're going to go to a sandwich place, whether it's Subway, Jimmy John's, I'm blanking. We have Jersey Mike's around here. Either don't get white bread and get like a whole grain, wheat, something like that. Or a lot of these places have options that you can get a wrap, whether it's kind of almost like a tortilla wrap, great, lot less bread, right? But some places give the option of a lettuce wrap. So the sandwich, if you're gonna get lettuce anyway, they almost put it like in a big lettuce leaf, which is great because if you're gonna eat the lettuce anyway, might as well make it the outside. It's easy to hold on to, right? Not messy because it's just lettuce. And it's so much healthier. So those options are definitely there, even if you go to a sandwich place. Now, it's cold, right? Everybody loves soup and chili and all those things. So do I. The problem is, if you are not going to somewhere that actually homemade makes their soup, it's probably full of salt. Even if some of the homemade ones even are, just because of the canned options they use. So really be cautious with soup. A cup is great. If you don't know, if you really want something like as a side, A cup of soup is still better than a large fry. But if you're going to get anything larger than that, do kind of look if you can see what they put in it, if you can see the nutritional value, because so many of these are absolutely loaded with sodium. And all that's going to do, it's not going to be good for your blood pressure. You're going to retain water. Again, you're going to be constantly thirsty. You're drinking like crazy because of all that salt. And it's going to be this vicious cycle. So be careful with those. But places that make homemade soups, like a lot of local cute little restaurants, those are perfect because then you know what's going in there. They're actually fresh veggies. Some of these places even have like Tower Gardens or things like that on site that they're using fresh vegetables to make all this stuff. Those are a huge plus. We'll get into that in a little bit. Now, since we're talking about lettuce and all these kind of things, talking about salad, people think salad, oh, perfect. If they have salad on the menu, I'm going to get that. That's a better option. It can be, but it depends what you're putting on it too. I mean, if you're throwing candied walnuts and all this kind of whatever, yeah, fine. Hunks of blue cheese and all that in a dressing that is just loaded with calories. No. So think about what you're doing in your salad. I'm not saying just lettuce, and also think about the kind of lettuce. Iceberg lettuce really is not the healthiest of lettuce. It's pretty much just water, right? There's not much nutritional value to iceberg lettuce, but that's what a lot of places use because go to the grocery store, even though it's expensive now, it's still the cheapest option is the iceberg lettuce. So do look at that. But when you get your dressing, let's say you're actually sitting down somewhere and you're going to eat, get the dressing on the side. They don't need to pour it on there for you, and dip your lettuce in there. Put it on the fork and just dip a little bit. You don't need it dripping in dressing, right? If you're going through a drive-through and they give you a little packet or a little container or whatever, preferably it's in a container, it makes it way easier. Dip it, okay? Don't pour it all over your stuff. You don't need to do that because you're gonna have pieces that are completely soaked in it, and then you're gonna have some that, they don't have anything on. You're like, oh, I need more dressing, right? But if you actually dip it, you'll realize you have tons of dressing left when your salad is gone. Funny story. So I like to dip my dressing or my lettuce in my dressing, right? So Alex, who has been eating salad since he could probably has teeth, he likes his ranch, but he doesn't want it on the salad. He actually wants a separate bowl, and he will take his lettuce. I didn't even use a fork. It's so cute. He'll take his lettuce. He now finally is doing it with the fork. He'll take his lettuce, dip it, and eat it. Just because he's seen me do it like that for so long. So he's not drowning his salad in dressing. So just good little healthy habits you don't realize the kids are picking up on until you start seeing them do those things themselves. Another place to go, which definitely has good healthy options, is Chipotle. They have bowls. So if you can get a bowl, you're eliminating all those extra carbs of the breads and the wraps and all those kind of things, right? And you can really pick healthy, good, protein-full options to stick in there. So that is a great place, and there's Chipotles everywhere. So make sure, like I said, check out those options. Like I said, talking about going bunless, do your wrap versus your sandwich, do your lettuce wrap if they have things like that. Another place that we have around here in St. Louis, and I know they're all over, are Whole Foods. We love to go to Whole Foods and get food. So when you go to Whole Foods, they have, I'm going to call it almost like a buffet kind of, but it's like a fresh bar, right? And they have their salads and they have their lentils and they have their warm foods. They have all these different options and they change every day. But what's really cool above each of them, not only do they tell you what you're getting, right? But it tells you exactly what you are getting. It tells you the nutritional value of everything, every serving size that you are taking, what you're actually getting, right? And they make these things. So like I said, those are good options to get because you can see what you're getting. You're controlling your portion size, right? So you're not gonna get more than what you want. And it's just a good, healthy option. And if you can go to a place like that, everybody's happy because there's something there that everyone in your family definitely can enjoy. So those are just a few things if you are out and about, not even just in the St. Louis area, but if you're out and about in most places, larger cities, you will find at least a couple of these things. Even if you're in a small little town, I guarantee you have a Chinese place, right? I guarantee you have some sort of Mexican place. So choose those healthier options that I was talking about. There's always ways to do it. If you are at Mexican for lunch or dinner, right? Don't order the extra cheese. Yes, the warm white cheese, amazing, right? But you're going to sit there and eat the whole bowl. Okay, go with the salsa. It's still a better option. Or don't do the chips at all. Okay, so no matter what size town you live in, you're going to have these options. So what I'm going to start doing, and this is going to take a little bit because I don't go out a ton, but I am going to start going to local, cute little family owned St. Louis places around here. And I will do like some information about what you guys can get there. A lot of, I love going to places that I've never been to, right? So if you guys know some cute little locally owned restaurants in the St. Louis area, and I mean like when I say St. Louis area, you guys, I'm talking all the way O'Fallon, Wentzville. It doesn't have to be like, within 15 minutes. I will cross a river. So if you guys want to send me some of those, I would love to try those out. Tell me what you enjoy there. Tell me what your healthy options are that you enjoyed at these places. I would love to check these out and report back to you guys. So I hope this was helpful for your upcoming trips or just your upcoming running on the weekend, right? When you've got the kids in the car and you're trying to figure out what to do, because these fast food options are always there. And sometimes that's the only option we have. So I hope this was helpful, guys. Have a wonderful rest of the week. My name is Amy Gill, your pharmacist that cares.